Hello and welcome back to Scaredy Cat Films. It's been a while since we've done a review. I'm here with a special guest. You want to introduce yourself?
My name is Christopher, and I watched the movie.
Yes, and the movie that we watched was Ty West's X. So X is a new movie from A24. Just came out. We actually saw it Thursday, early. So this is a little late review, but yeah. We'll just start with our initial review, our initial things we liked. You want to go first?
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I liked it a lot. I recommend it. I do recommend it. Without any spoilers, I mean, I don't know. If you watch the trailer, you kind of have an idea. You know, it's a group of young adults making a porno at a farm.
He don't know what we're doing, does he?
Well, it's better to beg for forgiveness than ask for permission.
Would you like to come inside?
Much obliged.
I'm not sure. Like the trailer made it look like it was a little more intense than it was, in a way.
I almost
Does that
when I
make
watched the
sense?
trailer, I thought it was like supernatural almost.
Yeah,
That's what. Yeah, I was like definitely got the what'd you say, Texas Chainsaw Massacre Visit vibes.
that's what everyone's saying.
Yeah, but the Visit, like, the only really the Visit vibes is like the house and maybe like old people.
Yeah,
Nothing else is really like
it's just
the
old
Visit.
people.
Yeah, but yeah, I would say it's good. I definitely enjoyed it more than you, but you did like it, right?
I did like it, but it also made me feel really dirty
So
watching it in public.
yeah, take our reviews with a grain of salt. This is like my stuff. I like these films, so I'm gonna like it more. Christopher's here to give more of like a casual moviegoer.
Filthy fucking casual.
Yes, review. So if you're not really like into A24 like art films or like that type of horror, then Christopher's review is probably gonna be closer to what you'd like. But that's really all we can talk about before we get into spoilers, right? I mean, unless there's anything else you want to say.
I mean, I guess it was kind of like artsy.
I want to say
No way.
artsy because A24 people associate with art, but it's like just like nice shots, I guess. It reminds me of Art House because that's what I think of for like old 70s films. All right, so yeah, go see it and then come back to this video. Right? All right. So spoilers. Now we're going into spoilers, so skip to whatever for our final notes. Whatever. Yeah. So yeah, X. Fuck, how does X start?
It starts with the chick doing cocaine.
Oh yeah. So it starts with a girl doing cocaine, Mia Goth. I don't remember any of their names. No. Lorraine,
No, that's definitely not it.
the Jenna Ortega character.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember. They don't really say their names a lot.
Yeah, I don't remember. I know RJ. He's like
Yeah.
the film student, and then
Artie the cuck.
yeah, I don't remember the other names. So I'll probably just call them by like their actor names, because I know Brittany Snow, Jenna Ortega, Mia Goth. So I know all the girls like Kid Cudi, Scott Miss Cudi, and then
Isn't Kid Cudi a rapper?
yeah, he does day and night, but he's the porn dude
Oh,
in the movie. Did you not know that?
no. I've never seen Kid Cudi in my life.
Well, that's what he looks like, and that's what his dick looks like. It shows it in the movie. So yeah, it's like Mia Goth and Brittany Snow. They're like I guess strippers. I'm assuming, or escort. I don't know, because it's like a bar that they're at, like a all girls bar. Not all
A
girls,
strip club?
but yeah, a strip club.
Did you frequent a strip club?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the blonde chick was a stripper.
Yeah, I don't know what she might just want to be famous.
Yeah, because it sounded like they made it sound like they had done videos like that before.
Oh yeah,
But they're
she's
trying to get their big
She's
break.
like a professional.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's like I'm assuming the one dude, he's like cowboy looking dude. It's probably like the owner of the strip club and is let's make a porno, because it's like 1970 something, and it's like the plot is like the boom of like home video, like VHS tapes. So that's why they're making the film, because they want it in like, they're saying they're going to make more money because like now VHS is like so popular, it's going to be in everyone's home, so it's easier to sell, and it's porn. So they hire like these two college students, RJ and Jenna Ortega, who's his girlfriend in the movie, and he's like, I'm gonna make this an art film. He's like, it's gonna have plot, and they're just like, we just want a porno.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. But yeah, the beginning's kind of just like set up and stuff. It's, I mean, filmed nice, but I'm just like,
if you film from over there, you can make it look like the gas handles his cock.
Yeah. Has some funny scenes. This movie's more funny than I thought it would be.
There is like a day and night switch from what it turns into a normal movie,
literally,
to like a
literally day and night.
It takes place over
a
singular day and night.
It does not start with cocaine.
It doesn't.
It starts with the police. It starts with the police showing up to the place and everyone's dead.
Yep, you're right. That is true.
And you don't see who's dead, but you see like all the dead bodies, and it's like the police investigation.
They're all covered in sheets.
Yeah, and then it's 24 hours earlier.
And then she's doing cocaine.
And then she's doing cocaine. So we get to see like what happened.
I'm a fucking sex symbol.
You've got that X factor. Which I'm assuming why it's called X. But so yeah, literal day night switch. It's like the first day is all set up, and then the night is like the horror stuff. But yeah, they get to the farmhouse, and
I'm not sure if I'd call it a horror movie.
It's like a slasher.
It was
movie.
definitely like, so when I think of slash movies, I think of like there's a character, you know.
There's a character.
There is, but it's like it's not like, it's an old scary lady. Like, that's not really something you can like.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
No, it's not old scary. It's old horny scary lady.
Okay, that's
a character.
That's the worst part.
We'll get to that though.
I feel so dirty. The shower didn't help after watching that movie.
But yeah, they get to the farm and it's like almost get shot or whatever. But
before they get to the farm, they spend like 30 minutes in a gas station getting groceries. That would took a long time.
And that's just like I think that was like, it's not like exposition. It's more like meeting like character development stuff. Not really needed, but
there's a little bit of exposition.
For what? I don't remember.
Because they're just talking about like why they're doing it in a way. Or like she's like, I want to be famous.
Oh, and on the TV at the gas station is like the church guy, which I was like, what? Why does this guy matter? It really doesn't matter, but in the end, it's like,
because they also show him. He's also, when the cops are going through the building in the beginning, the house.
Oh, so you see him like right away at the start.
He comes up like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, he's there at the gas station on the TV when she's in the house, and then at the end.
You could classify it as slasher because there's a final girl.
Oh yeah, there is.
That's the thing.
They do a little switcheroo with the final girl, make you think one person's a final girl.
But they've all been doing that recently.
Yeah, but this movie does.
I can't think of it. I can see examples, but I can't bring them out right now.
But yeah, they get to this.
Evil Dead did that.
Oh yeah, final guy.
You thought that guy was the main character.
The Ash character, and then it's Mia. That's a good movie. But yeah, they get to the farmhouse and they're like, all right. And the guy's like, the owners of the house. So it's like a farmhouse, and then they have like a guest home and like a barn. So it's kind of like the setup of this little ranch. Oh, and then they have a lake. And they're like, be careful around the lake. Alligators or crocodiles?
They don't
remember.
Say be careful around the lake. They don't warn that. You see it in the beginning, and then they kind of bring it up later.
Well, he does say that's why he has the gun.
Is that?
At one point, he
says it. He says because the Kid Cudi's like.
Oh, so like towards the end.
Yeah, I'm missing my wife. You're packing some serious heat for a missing wife. And there's an alligator.
Oh yeah. So, but yeah, and then they're like, "All right, here's the guest house." But the old man's like, "I only expected one person." And he's just like, "Just don't come outside. I don't want to see you guys."
They knew what they were doing the whole time.
Yeah. So for a second there, I thought the old dude was like a good guy, maybe.
Until you see the basement.
Well, I thought maybe like he was like.
He kind of did.
We're in the spoiler section, so like when Jenna Ortega's locked up, I thought he was like doing it for her safety or something. Because I was like, oh, he's probably gonna lock it because he knows his wife is like crazy.
Yeah.
And I thought like when he found Kid Cudi, like he was actually once he shot Kid Cudi, I'm like, oh,
Yeah. No, that was kind of like a.
no, he's bad.
Yeah, but it was kind of weird because Kid Cudi, being a Marine, like didn't put together like the car in the lake, and was just like, oh yeah. He thought it clicked where he's like, oh, I should be scared of this guy. I shouldn't. And he's like, just completely ignores.
Yeah,
all
I
the
thought
red
when
flags.
he saw that he was gonna like do something, like maybe like probably still die,
Yeah, but
but
he's
like at least try like
hide from
he
him or
like gets
something.
away and then gets shot.
Tries
in the
to
back or
warn
something.
everybody.
So, but no,
But no, he's just like, you okay, pops?
yeah. So they get to their house and then they're like all doing their thing. I think they probably film a scene for the movie. Like Kid Cudi and the girl. Well, like they filmed 3 scenes actually.
I think it's more than 3.
3 sex scenes. Kid
Oh,
Cudi
no,
and
yeah,
the
you're
girl,
right.
and then Kid Cudi and Mia Goth, and then Jenna Ortega and Kid Cudi. They film like the movie scenes of them like acting.
Yeah.
But I think they're filming like Kid Cudi and like Brittany Snow because they're like doing a doggy style, and then you could like see through the window. I wonder if we go back and watch it if you could see people like see the girl in the window more, because the one time they like just show her straight up. But I wonder
Yeah.
if you could see her more.
I don't know, they telegraphed, like, there wasn't much that I found hidden. I mean, if it was hidden, I guess I wouldn't find it.
Yeah,
But it was like, they telegraphed basically everything that was
well
gonna
in the
happen.
barn when Mia Goth is doing it. They just like it's like a zoom in on her.
Yeah.
like, she's like,
And they have
old
like
woman.
like the contrast scenes where it's
Yeah. But yeah, this is when Mia Goth is like in her overalls and she's like naked and she's like, well, she's not naked, she's wearing just overalls, and she's like going out because that's what she wears in the poster. Yeah, and she's like goes for a swim. She like gets naked. You see like the alligator.
Yeah, there's a
swimming towards her.
weirdly intense scene.
Yeah.
and
And she gets out last second. That looks good.
doesn't
The alligator
even
looks
like
good.
realize.
Yeah,
that there's
she
an
doesn't
alligator
know
there.
the whole movie. And then yeah, she goes back and they're like, all right, this is all fine. Or she doesn't go back. She goes and the old woman's like waving to her
Oh yeah.
and is like,
You
so
come
she like
here?
goes inside the house and they make lemonade. And she's like, what it is to be young. And goes over like her stuff and she's like nice, but then she like touches her.
Yeah,
Because she's
on
like in the
side.
overall, so she's like wearing nothing under it. So she's like, it's our little secret. And Mia Goth is like, what the hell?
Yeah.
They're like, don't tell anyone. Which I like when Mia Goth leaves though, and the guy is there. She like hides for a second,
Yeah.
so she's still like is like being nice about it. But yeah, he knows right away. He like goes into the kitchen. There's like 2 glasses of lemonade, and he's like,
One's empty.
yeah,
Because you can tell she's really uncomfortable because she's like, oh, thanks for the lemonade.
yeah. She
And he
chugs
drinks
it.
the entire thing. Like it started like she's like
At first, I thought like she
a
tasted
polite
it,
sip.
and I thought it was gonna be like, oh, this is really good. But no,
No,
it's
she's
like
just
she
like-
just wants to leave.
She's like I should put it. You can send. You can kind of see her go. Oh, and then she's no. I need to get out of here.
Yeah,
just
and she chugs
chugs
it.
the whole thing.
And she's like, all right, well, gotta go. But yeah, she goes back and she like doesn't tell anyone, of course. Or
Yeah.
maybe she does. Maybe
She's
she's like,
like,
I saw that old
I don't
woman.
know, what do you say? Yeah, old lady touched me. Okay, who cares? Get in here and film this sex
Yeah,
movie. Like,
Yeah, they go to the barn and they film her sex scene, and the old woman's like staring through the window the whole time. She's just like, and then it's like, I think that's it. And then it starts to get nighttime, and then they're
Yeah.
all sitting around. Oh, and then like Kid Cudi plays a guitar, and it's like, and the landslide brought
Oh.
you down.
that was. I didn't expect them to
That's
play
some
that song.
symbolism, man,
Yeah,
because it's about like
getting older and shit.
yeah, getting older, and the woman. And I actually like this scene a lot. It's, I don't want to say it's out of place, but like the pacing, like all of a sudden slows down. Like it feels more like a dramatic movie
Mhm.
than like it's supposed to be like a fun horror film. I do like it a lot. Like she's like in the mirror, like it cuts back to them.
Oh,
They're all
yeah.
young and like they're playing guitar and they're all like happy and stuff. And then the old woman is like combing her hair and looking at pictures, and the husband's like, she's like, please touch me. And he's like, no, I'll have a heart attack and die. And she's like, and she like goes to sleep, but like alone. They're like in separate beds.
Yeah,
She's like in her room alone, like looking at her like old pictures.
doing her makeup and stuff.
She does her makeup just like Mia Goth's. She has like the blue
Yeah.
So she's like, trying to look like that character. And then Jenna Ortega, I want to be in the movie.
I want to get dick down.
RJ's like, no. I like that scene.
Yeah, no, because
I feel bad for him, but also I'm like, I don't know, because he was kind of like, it's just a movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's not real sex.
No, but the thing is, you think she was doing that to like kind of like get back at him a little bit, but then she's like, well, I don't want him to be sad and mad at me and stuff, and it was like,
I think she was just like, because that's what it made me think she's like going to be the final girl, because they do a lot of like close-ups of her during like sex scenes where she's like super into it.
mm-hmm.
Like all of a sudden she's like, oh wait a minute, because they call her like the church mouse and stuff. She's like, you're not even married, like how can you have sex with another person? She's like the goody two shoes. I think she realizes like, because they kind of like, they don't talk her into it, they're just like,
yeah, they're basically like, yeah, it's okay to do whatever, like,
well, because the Mia Goth and the one dude are like going to get married,
yeah,
and she's like, how can you have sex with another guy right in front of the dude you're like, who you're in love with? And she's like, I don't have to be in love to have sex, like it's just sex, like I'm just doing it for the movie or whatever. And he's like, yeah, if it makes us money. He's like, I don't care, as long as he's like only doing it on camera. It's like what he says, like they're not doing it not on camera, you know what I mean? And she's like, well, I want to be in the movie. And he takes RJ out, and he's like, no, did you guys put her up to this? And he's like getting all mad.
Yeah, no, but it's like,
well, I see his point.
I sympathize with RJ, but it's like, you should have like maybe talked about it before, you know? But I mean, people, you can't have drama if people just communicate
well,
clearly.
and I don't even think she knows it's a porno when they first.
Yeah, she thought it was a normal movie.
He says it's like, it is a normal movie or whatever. She's like, I didn't know we were going to be filming like these, like this kind of stuff. Yeah, he kind of like, he didn't lie to her, but it's like a lie by omission or whatever.
Yeah.
Because he didn't tell her what it really was. But like in his mind though, I think he is like, this is a movie. I'm making.
Yeah, he's trying
it
to
just
be all...
like the most, like the best, not the best porn, but like the like a serious porn.
Yeah.
Like he wants it to like stick out.
He says something about it's like, you can make a good dirty movie or something like that. Yeah, you
can make a good. I want to show that there can be a good dirty movie, which is what this movie is. A good dirty movie. But yeah, she's like, I want to do it, and then he's basically, Wayne. That's the guy's name.
Yeah,
with the cowboy hat and stuff. He like takes RJ outside and he's like, listen, like, you gotta make a decision. She's either gonna do it with your permission and you're gonna support her, or she's just gonna do it without your permission and you're just gonna have to deal with it. And he's like, well, I don't know, like I'll talk to her. And they go back in and she's like already like putting makeup on and getting naked. And Kid Cudi's like laying there, he just has a towel on.
And he's just like,
yeah, and then she like, and then he like
everyone hands up the camera gear and stuff.
Yeah, they put it in. He like has to film. They lift it.
It's
up
all slow mo and stuff,
and she's like getting on top of
being
Kid
depressed.
Cudi. Yeah, and then it just cuts to them in bed, and he's just like, or no, she's in bed. He's in the shower crying.
Yeah,
that seems sad.
Dude, he's fucking sobbing.
Yeah, in the shower. I thought like someone's gonna be looking in the window or something, but
yeah, I kind of thought that too.
And then he ponders, and he's like, "Fuck this, I'm getting out." He like grabs the keys and just leaves. And that's when he gets in the car and it's playing
Don't Fear the Reaper.
Don't Fear the Reaper, which it plays in Texas Chainsaw Massacre when they're in the van.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah,
because they're all smoking weed and stuff.
Yeah. So then he like goes to drive. Yeah, and the old lady's like standing there.
Walking, because it's a gate.
It's like a gate, yeah. He's like, do you need help? She's like, touch me. Am I pretty? I don't know what she says, but she basically is like coming on to him.
And she's like,
she like pulls her, like, she tries to like show her boobs off. And he's like, ew! He's like disgusted. Yeah, I don't think he acts like disgusted for a second because he's like confused, but he's like nice. Yeah, he's just like, hey, let's put like your clothes on. Like
he thinks she's just a senile old lady and tries to get her back in the house.
And he like turns for a second. She's like, oh, that's why because he turns for a second to look towards the house and she just like stabs him in the throat.
Yeah.
With like a knife or scissors or something.
Knife.
Yeah. And he's like falls to the ground and she just like keeps stabbing him.
And she's like in those weird sounds.
Yeah, and she's like stabbing him in the neck over and over. Like you see his neck's all disgusting. And this is what, like I said, what do we say? Like turns nighttime.
Yeah.
So now it's a horror film, slasher film. And then Jenna Ortega's like, can you like wakes up Wayne? It's like, I can't find RJ. Like, I don't want him to break up with me. I hope he's not mad. And he's like, he'll get over it. He's probably just blowing off some steam. So they go to look for him. Oh, because like the keys are gone, but obviously the car's still there. They can see it. So, because she's like, the keys are gone. What if he left? And Wayne's like, well, the car's still there. Obviously, he's somewhere. And then they split up. Of course. Oh, yeah. Wayne goes to the barn, and she goes to the house. And like the old man's awake now. She's like, I'm looking for my boyfriend. He's like, oh, come in. And
you gotta get my flashlight.
Oh, there's a flashlight in the basement. And she's like,
Oh, and in the basement, it was like, and when in the very beginning when the cops show up.
Oh yeah, the sheriff goes down. He's like,
you gotta look at this.
Yeah, and it's like supposed to be like crazy.
Or, you might want to take a look at this.
Yeah. And then what's in the basement is a dude like chained up butt naked
with like bruises on his like hips and like he's
implied,
shackled
I
up
guess,
and
like
stuff.
a sex slave. That's like, because I guess the thing is like the woman was like a sex symbol when she was young, but she's always still been into sex and being sexy. But her husband like can't give it to her because he's gonna like have a heart attack because he has a bad heart now. So they like kidnapped a guy so she could rape him basically.
Yeah. And
all the time.
What's weird is like I wonder how long he's been dead down there.
Yeah, he's like dead. That's why I get it doesn't say this in the movie, but I'm assuming when the guy comes, he's like, I thought it was only going to be you, not all these extra people. Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming they rent out.
They probably put up like an ad or something after he died, but
yeah, because they said there was other ads. He like saw it. That's how he got it so cheap or whatever.
Yeah, but it's like,
so they were just expecting Wayne to show up, and they were going to probably chain him up as the new guy.
Like she didn't notice a smell or anything when she was down there, so it was like it'd be relatively fresh. But it's like,
well, he didn't look like decayed or anything.
No, so
and they said they had just put the ad out, so he probably had just recently died.
But it's like they didn't get rid of him. Like
not yet. They're too old.
I know, but it's like they obviously got him there. How could they not?
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, but Jenna Ortega tries to leave. She's like breaking. Oh, she finds like a hatchet, which is when they're doing like the camera pan zoom at the beginning when the sheriff's walking in. The hatchet's in like the front yard, like in the ground. So when she finds the hatchet,
it's in the deck.
Oh, so yeah, so I'm like, all right, well, she's gonna have to get out with the hatchet somehow. Somehow she's gonna get outside, and she like breaks the thing. And it's like a shining shot. Well, first she puts her hand through it, and then like he's out there with the shotgun.
And just
her bones like sticking out her hand. Yeah. He like keeps hitting her hand with it over and over.
You think after one hit you're like get in there, but she keeps trying.
I think she tries, and then she tries to pull, and you can see her arm like hit for a second.
I didn't notice.
But yeah, and she's just like screaming, her whole bones sticking out her fingers and stuff. So that was epic. And then
that's one way to put it.
And then it's like Kid Cudi gets up. Why does he get up? He just wakes up.
I don't know, because
Brittany Snow's still asleep. They're sleeping because they're like a couple.
Yeah.
And Kid Cudi's like, I'm gonna get up, and he goes in the living room. The door's open, and he sees the old man walking up.
Yeah, I can't remember why he gets up.
He might just be like hungry or something.
I think so. I think he like gets the milk out of the fridge or something.
I think is there like a missing person on the milk or something?
There is.
Yeah, so I wonder if that's the guy.
It says the name of him too, and they say it was missing earlier, I think over the radio or on the news, something like that.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, because it's a specific zoom in, which I didn't even think about until just now.
Something like that. They set it up, and then because when he drinks it, you recognize the person.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the dude chained up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then he goes in the doorway because you can see the old man's in the like field walking up. Mm-hmm. This is where you see Kid Cudi's cock because he's standing there naked. It's just like waving, and the old man's like, "Oh." And then earlier, it's like kind of, I guess not implied that he's like racist, but maybe. Because he's like, I don't know about you guys being here. He's like, I served or whatever. Kid Cudi's like, me too. Marine. Once a Marine, always a Marine. Vietnam. Hoorah. And then the guy's just like, Okay. But yeah, he comes in and it's like, he's like, do you need help? He's like, yeah. He's like, all right, I'm gonna go put some pants on.
Let me throw on my skivvies.
Yeah.
And he's like, he just throws on some underwear, and I think he's barefoot too.
I think he's wearing shoes.
Does he
like
put on
boots
shoes
or something?
Because I know Wayne goes out without shoes,
Just like a whitey tighties.
and that bites him in the ass.
Yeah. So then, also we forgot. During this time, Wayne's already dead because he goes to the barn, and he's like looking through the holes,
Oh my god!
and then he gets.
Does he step on the thing first?
Oh, he's stuck. Yeah, nails sticking out of a
That
plank.
scene, like you're like, oh man, you kind of see it, and it's like getting
Yeah,
closer.
he hears someone. He's like RJ because he's looking for RJ. Yeah, and he looks through the holes, and then all of a sudden, just comes through and rips his eyeballs out. He's dead. And then it's the old woman with like a pitchfork, and she walks in and like Pearl. That's her name.
Oh yeah, and then she just walks over and just is like,
Yeah, make sure he's dead, and then just like walks away. And then Kid Cudi's like helping the old man look, and they're checking around like the lake, and then he sees the car, which is assumed to be the dude's car.
yeah, the bumper sticking.
Yeah,
out.
it's like halfway in the water, and he's just like,
Oh, that's weird.
yeah, oh well.
You think he's like, oh, these are dangerous
He
people.
does
or
like stop
something.
for a second, yeah, but then he's just like, Then he finds the old man. He's like, "Hey, I couldn't find anything. You find anything?" And he's just like, "Yeah." Boom! Shoots him in the chest. He falls into the water. Oh no! He like tricks him. He puts the old man has a flashlight. He puts the flashlight in the water.
Oh,
So
and,
Kid Cudi goes in the water to like try to grab it.
He like sees and he's like, oh yeah, he thinks he like drowned or something. And tries to find
Yeah, he's
him.
like, "You scared me." The old man's like, "Okay," and like shoots him. So far, almost everyone's dead. So then now, like, Mia Goth is like in bed, still sleeping, and the old woman goes in there and like lays next to her.
and they start cuddling and stuff.
Yeah, starts cuddling her, and then she wakes up and screams, and she runs out, and like Brady Snow wakes up and is like, "What?" And then the old woman walks past her,
Yeah,
and she's like, "What the fuck?"
and she's covered in blood too.
Yeah, and then Mia Goth is like, "She was touching me in my bed." So Brady Snow's like, "All right, I'm gonna go chase after her." And she's like, "I was gonna be a nurse. Like, don't worry."
Okay,
my
she's
grandma,
by the,
my grandma used to do this. She's on the dock,
By the
the
lake.
lake. And she's like,
I don't need a nurse.
"Yeah, you stupid idiot." And she's like, "Okay, bitch." And then she pushes her in the water, and then
The alligator bites
this
off
is
her
the only
head.
part. Like, I don't mind that. It just like everything was all practical, looked good, and then like it's like a CG alligator comes out.
And you can see it like roll, like it's like it grabs her head sideways and then just keeps rolling like alligators
Which is what
do.
they would do, but
But it's like
it just looks weird.
you don't even see anything. It's just like the water sloshing and stuff.
Yeah, when it like just comes out, and then the old woman's Pearl's just like, "Bitch," and the old man's like, "Are you good?" She's like, "Yeah, let's go back and find the last one." So they go back to like the guest house to find Mia Goth, and they can't find her. Oh, she like runs and hides, and they go in the room. The window's open, and like they focus on that, so they think she got out the window.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Don't worry, we'll find her." And he's like, "But let's just have sex." And he's like, "What about my heart?" She's like, "You can do it." And he's like, "All right, I'll do it." And they do it.
and she's under the bed and just
yeah, it
like,
turns out,
she's
she like tricked them. She was under the bed, and it's like a top down, like a bird's eye view of like him like humping her super slowly, and she's like trying to crawl out.
It's also really strange because you never know if they're just gonna look over their shoulder and like.
Yeah, that's why I was like, "Oh man!" And she gets out and she runs into the house, and she finds Jenna Ortega, and she like tries to help her. And then like the old people are done having sex, and they're like, "Let's go back to the house."
And she's like, "Don't run outside. They're out there."
Yeah, and
Let's
she's
go
like, "This is
somewhere."
all your fault. Like I blame you guys. You're
Help me out! Help me out! Oh, thank you. You're a fucking bitch.
Yeah, she's like, "This is your fault. You guys are the ones into sex. This is why this is happening." Blah blah blah. And then she runs out the front door and just
Gets fucking shot.
yeah, the shotgun goes off, and you just see her like face explode, and she like goes flying. She's holding the axe,
Yeah,
which is why it's in the porch. It like drops, and they're like, "All right, let's get inside." And Mia Goth is like, "Oh shit." Oh, and Mia Goth also, before she went to the house, she finds RJ dead, and she grabs
Oh,
the
yeah.
gun from the car.
the gun, which
So earlier there's a gun, and he mentions
that it's empty.
Wayne is like, "Yeah, I always keep it empty. It's just to scare people," which comes back obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the old people come in, and they're like pulling Jenna Ortega's body in, like half her face is gone, and then she like does like a post reflex where she like gurgles the blood, and it scares the old man. He has a heart attack.
And he fucking dies.
Yeah, so the old man has a heart attack and just dies. And Pearl's like, "Wake up!" And then that's when Mia Goth is like, "Put your hands up." And the old woman's like, "You ain't gonna do nothing." What's she say? Like, "I'm meant to be bigger than, like, I'm gonna be a star."
Oh yeah.
She has like her speech.
I got the X Factor.
She like says the speech, and it's playing on the TV.
I won't live a life, or something like, I won't live a life I don't deserve, or
Oh
something.
yeah, I won't live a life I don't deserve. And while she's saying it, the TV is on. It's like the church pastor.
Yeah.
He's like, "You won't live a life you don't deserve."
That's not the quote, though.
Something like.
that's the. I won't accept the life.
Oh yeah, whatever she's saying though, the dude on the TV is saying.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, she obviously either went to this church or is listening to this guy. Something like that. And then she like shoots, and obviously he doesn't keep them loaded, so nothing happens. The old woman picks up the shotgun and shoots, and she like ducks so she doesn't get hit, but the old woman goes fucking flying back. The kickback like out the doorway, like into the front yard. And then earlier they were saying like the old man, when he's looking for Pearl, he's like, "Yeah, my wife, like her, I'm afraid she's gonna fall because her hips are really bad."
And she she goes flying out the doorway, past the porch, and onto the ground outside, like over 15 feet. You know,
that's what would happen. That's realistic.
Yeah.
And then Mia Goth like just goes out, and she's like, "Help me, my hip is broken."
And it's like, you're asking for help to these people who you've been trying to kill this whole time.
She just takes her keys back.
Yeah.
And then because the old woman steals the keys. Because that's why Mia Goth gets in the truck to try to escape. That's why she takes the gun. But after the Pearl kills RJ, she takes the keys. Then Mia Goth like starts to drive and then stops because the girl's like, Pearl's like cussing, and she like runs over her head.
Backwards and forwards.
Yeah. And then she's getting away, and she like does cocaine again.
Yeah.
Like does her little speech, and it shows the TV, and it's like goes back to the cops, and they're like, "I found this camera," and he's like, "What happened here?" And they're like, "A fucked up horror film or something." And it goes to the TV, and it's like the preacher guy, and he's like, "This is what they did. They took my daughter."
Yeah.
And it goes, and then Mia Goth was like his daughter, so he was like brainwashing her, and she's like, "I'm leaving."
So one thing I want to point out that bothered me in the theater, this is, I'm not sure if everyone had this experience.
Oh yeah. So because we did early release or early screening.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a special screening they were doing. So from what I heard, most people had packed theaters. We had like 5 people in ours because it was like an exclusive screening for like members of the theater. So
yeah. But what I'm talking about is it was pretty well defined that the gun in the car was empty. Right? It was
they like bring it up.
Yeah, it wasn't like hinted at. It was flat out told.
Almost everything in this movie was very good, like told, and then
when she pulls the trigger and the gun's empty, some guy yells out like why?
He was like, "No, what?"
Yeah, and it was like, I don't.
And there was some dude who was like coughing, but his coughs were like, and he would like synchronize with the moaning.
Yeah, it was like cough moaning. It was like
so loud, and we're like, okay. And there's someone who like someone would say a quote, and they'd be like, "Yeah," and then like repeat the quote, and we're just like, "Oh my gosh!"
It's like, stop talking during the movie.
Yeah. So the movie ends like that. There is a post-credit scene. Well, there's a post-credit trailer. Yeah. It's not really a scene. It's a trailer for a prequel called Pearl about the old woman when she was young, which also looks
that movie
good.
Looked fucking crazy.
Yeah, I know. I was like, because I was like, okay, because I heard about the prequel before we saw it, because it showed at like South by Southwest or something. I don't know. It showed at a film festival, and people had already seen the trailer. It was like Ty West filmed a secret movie. Anyways, that's X. Like I said, I'd give it like a 9 out of 10. My rating.
That's pretty high.
if you like Ty West movies or like A24 or like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Visit, like we said, it sounds appeasing. I would see in theaters. If you're not like a big slasher fan or like slow burn, maybe wait till it comes out.
How's it going? Gavin here with some final remarks. Yes, unfortunately our cameras died while recording this video, so I made do while editing, but once we realized the cameras were dead, we didn't really make like an outro, so I guess I'm just throwing one in real quick. Yeah, X is really good. Go see it in theaters if you can, or, you know, at least see it when it releases. You should definitely see it at least. Yeah, if you like this new format, I know I did this with the Malignant review. I just kind of like the, I don't know, just personal, like, casual talking about a movie, and then kind of breaking it down. This is definitely inspired by Dead Meat Podcast, but yeah, it's really fun to film, so hopefully you guys like it and it does good so I can keep making videos like this. But yeah, if you want to see more reviews and breakdowns, make sure to subscribe, leave a like if you liked the video, if you liked X. Go check out Christopher's channel, Crabcast. I'll be on there as well. So, yeah, have a great day.